Hey guys, today I'm going to do a first impression on the Australis OH2GLOW foundation. This is a foundation that I got recently at Priceline. It was half price. They had half price off all Australis makeup, so I picked up a couple things from a couple other brands as well. This says it's light diffusing properties, it's anti-aging, it has aloe vera and vitamin E. I am a little bit oily in my T-zone, but the rest of my face is actually quite dry, so I wouldn't mind giving this one a go, see how it holds up. I'm not really doing anything today. Today's my birthday, so I'm just kind of taking it a bit relaxing. I'm just kind of hanging around the house. I might go to the shops later, do a bit of shopping, but other than that, it's pretty good. I'm just going to read what it says on the back, so it gives you a bit of idea of what it's going to be like. It says, with light diffusing properties, this formula provides a radiant and natural skin finish. Your skin will look flawless all day whilst benefiting from hydrating vitamin E and aloe vera. Easy to blend, this formulation is ideal to perfect your complexion. It's vegan friendly. I do like Australis. I think that's how you say it. Some people say like Australis. People have like different ways of saying it. But I say Australis. That's how I would say it if that's how you spelled it out. They have quite a few good products. There are a few products that I'm not a fan of. One of the good products is the AC on Tour. This is a contour powder kit. I really like this one. It has 3 light shades or highlighting shades and then 3 contour shades. It's really nice. They have really good pigmentation. It's probably hard for you guys to see. The only problem is that they're a little bit powdery, but other than that, they're really good. Great price. I think this is like maybe like $15 or something like that. I got mine when I was like 30% off, so it's a good thing about like Australis. Generally it goes on special quite frequently. At Big W it's always pretty much like 30% off. You can get it at Priceline, they always have sales. Yeah, which is good. Another really good thing that you've probably seen me use in like all of my videos is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Face Powder. This is in Deep Natural. I got this because of Makeup by Jazz. She uses this on every one of her clients that I've seen. It's really creamy, probably can't see that. It's really creamy, blends in nicely. One thing that I don't like from Australis is the Fresh and Flawless like cream compact. It looks like this, but it's actually a cream foundation. I would never use that in my entire life. I bought it once when I was younger. I put it on and I was like, oh cool, and then I like looked closer to my face and it looked like it kind of like separated on my skin. It was just like cake face. It was horrible. And then I used it again, but I didn't use so much of it, and it was absolutely horrendous. I would never use it ever again. Anyway, going on with this foundation, this is in the shade, I believe it's in the shade Nude. It doesn't actually tell me. It must have been on the packaging when I ripped it off. I believe it's the shade Nude. This was the lighter shade that I think they had, or at least what I could see. I did test some of it on my skin. It might be a bit too pink for me, but I'm going to just give it a go anyway. I've already cleansed and moisturized my skin, so I'm going to use a primer on my skin. I always use a primer pretty much. It's just what I like to do. I'm going to use it on half of my face, so I can kind of leave half of my face bare. I have quite large pores underneath here and on my forehead, but the rest of my face is pretty smooth. I'm going to just apply some primer. So this is the Revlon Photo Ready Primer. I use this all the time. I'm just going to place that underneath the side of my nose. So it's underneath my eyes. And on my forehead and the side of my nose. So I'm going to leave the right side of my face bare, and I used the primer on the left side. I'm going to go and use a beauty blender today. Please excuse it that it's dirty. I'm just going to go wet. Okay, so I'm just going to use a beauty blender to apply this foundation. It doesn't even say what kind of coverage it gets. Okay, so I'm going to say about 2 pumps just to start off with. It's quite thick. Like, it doesn't move, that's for sure. going to take some on, I'm going to start with the unprimed side, just so I don't get any primer onto this side. So I've just kind of put a couple dots every side of my face. So the colour is actually a pretty good match. Okay, I'm just going to do the other side now. So the finish is definitely natural. I wouldn't say it was, you know, like medium or full. It's probably light to medium. I'm going to try and build it up, especially around my chin here. I have a bit of scarring at the moment, just from some recent pimples on my face. So I'm going to take another pump. Just kind of dot that around where I want a bit more coverage. You might notice I don't really put foundation on my nose. If I do, it's like the ever so slightness of foundation. Foundation doesn't stick to my nose. I can just, like, if I wipe my nose, all of my foundation will come off. And I do get hay fever and allergies quite frequently, so I don't tend to put makeup on my nose because I am constantly kind of wiping my nose. I'm not really sure what Australis has to offer in terms of concealers. I can't say I've ever noticed anything from them. I'm just going to put my glasses on. It probably looks like a little bit too, like a shade darker on camera than it actually does in real life. Because in real life it matches me perfectly. But as I've been editing my videos, I've kind of noticed that it tends to look darker on camera than what it does in real life. In terms of coverage, I think it's got a really nice natural kind of coverage. It doesn't look too heavy on the skin. My skin still looks like skin, which is what you want. But in terms of like coverage and how it looks freaking great. Like, it just looks so smooth on my skin. And in terms of the pores, honestly, there's like pretty much no difference that I can really see. Like, this one's just like ever so slightly a bit smoother, but I could definitely get away with this without wearing a pore primer at all. Even just a primer in general. I don't think I would necessarily need one with this at the moment from what I've seen. But yeah, it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't really look like it's transferring. Maybe like a teeny tiny little bit. I'm not going to really put any other makeup on around my face, but I'm just going to set it using the Fresh and Flawless powder. I'm just going to set my chin area. I don't really care too much about covering this up because I'm not really going anywhere today. And I'm just going to set my T-zone, just because I know I'm going to get pretty oily. But I really, really like how this looks. It's not too glowy at the moment. On my cheeks, I can definitely notice a sheen to it, but it's definitely not something where I'm like, oh, gotta powder it, gotta make it disappear. But I've just powdered my forehead just so, in case I do get oily up there, it's kind of mattifying a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to check in a couple hours and see how it looks, give you guys just a bit of an update, so I will see you guys then. See you soon. Hey guys, it's been about 2 or 3 hours, probably I think about 2.5 hours since I applied my makeup. I haven't really been doing much, I've just kind of been on the phone for quite a while, so I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an update. The foundation still looks really solid at the moment. I would say it's maybe oxidized ever so slightly, maybe not even like a shade, but it just definitely looking a little bit more orangey on the skin. I'm not too sure how I'm feeling overall about it, but I'm definitely liking the coverage that it gives and how natural it does look. The other thing that I will say is that on my phone, it did transfer quite a bit when I was using it, but it doesn't look like I've really lost any kind of coverage there. But as I have wiped my nose, a lot of it has come off, which happens all the time with foundations. I generally never put foundation on my nose for the reason that I always do touch it. I'm constantly kind of just wiping my nose. I do get allergies, I do have hay fever, so I'm constantly like sneezing and having to wipe my nose. Other than that, it's looking pretty solid. I'm working up a sweat just in this room because it's really hot, but I will check back in a couple hours. So it's been about 4.5 to 5 hours at the moment, and I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely getting shinier, especially on my cheeks, which is really weird. I'm getting a bit shiny on my forehead, but it's nothing that I'm going to be like, oh, you know, like I need to set or anything like that, but it does look a little bit cakey around my chin. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what to think at the moment. It does look really natural. I'm not too sure what, you know, if I'm in love with it or if I'm just kind of like about it. Hey guys, I'm back for my final update. I've had this makeup on for about 7 hours. I'm definitely feeling the shine right now. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I'm very, very shiny. It has rubbed off on my chin, on the sides of my cheeks, kind of where I've just kind of been like leaning. I'm really oily, not only on my forehead but also on my cheeks, which I never get shine on my cheeks. I never have before, that I've noticed at least. It's rubbed off on my glasses. It's kind of got a bit of a build-up situation going on here. It's built up a little bit around my nose as well. I'm not really too sure what to think about this foundation overall. I think if you were a lot drier, maybe this would be really good for you. For me, I have combination skin, so I wasn't expecting too much from this foundation because it obviously says OH2GLOW. However, I kind of didn't really expect it to become so shiny, as I thought it'd be more luminous rather than shiny. But the shine's it only popped up after about a couple of hours. You could definitely set it down, I reckon, but I just want to get this off. I'm going out to dinner later, so I'm gonna do a whole glam kind of get ready. In terms of coverage, it is a light to medium coverage, but definitely buildable. It did give me a really nice finish in the beginning, and I really liked how it looked on camera. However, I wouldn't be able to wear this like every day going out, you know, to dinner and working and stuff like that, just because I didn't do anything today. I was just literally sitting around my house, and this is how oily it got already. If I was actually going outside in the sun, you know, walking, working, everything like that, like it would be a lot worse. So I'm not too fond of that factor. However, you know, I did get it half price. I see it as worth it. Maybe I can find a way to kind of work through it, or find a way to actually use it. Maybe I could use it mixed in with another matte foundation, or another foundation that I actually like a lot more than this one. This retailed, I think full price was like $22. I think I paid $11 for it. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty cheap in comparison to many affordable foundations here in Australia. My Chi Chi one costs about $30. The CoverGirl Outlast I think is like $23, $24, something like that. Maybelline Fit Me, I believe that's about $18. So on price point it's not too bad. It's about pretty average. Would I use it continuously? Probably not, honestly. I think there are a lot better foundations out there. Ones that have better coverage, last a hell of a lot longer than this one did, doesn't transfer. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you like this first impressions. I'm going to go wash this off, have a really nice bath, and then I'm going to go out for dinner for my birthday. So yeah, have a great day.